Take you through a yoga flow. Should help with all the tightness you're probably experiencing from sitting all day or the at-home workouts that you guys have been doing, which is awesome. I see you guys all crushing it at home, which is great. So I'm gonna kind of go through each of the positions, talk about them just a little bit, where you should be feeling, and then some different adjustments that you can kind of make from there. So first thing I like to start with is you'll start at the top of your mat or back of your mat. You're gonna walk it out, lower it down. From here, relax the feet. You're gonna peel it up. This would be your up dog pose, right? From here, you're gonna curl your toes under, push your hips up and back. And we're gonna get this nice down dog stretch here. Nice stretch through the back of the calves, your hamstrings. Pretty much entire posterior chain here is what we're stretching out. We can pedal out the feet to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. In each of those calves. You can kind of get a little stretch through each shoulder. Okay. From there, the first thing I'm going to have you guys do is you're going to take a big step forward. You're going to set that back knee down on the mat. And from here, we're just going to kind of hold this position, pushing the knee open a little bit, dropping the hips. We're going to get a nice stretch here through that left hip. And then from here, we can bring our hands up, interlace our fingers overhead, and get a nice good stretch through that right side hip. I'll make sure to do the other side so you guys can see it as well. Good. From here, we can plant the hands back down inside our knee here, or inside our foot. From here, you're gonna push your hips up and back, straightening out that front leg. So you're gonna get a nice stretch through the back side of the leg here, maybe a little bit through your calf if you're tight there. And then we can flex the foot towards us to get an even deeper stretch in the hamstring. Some people feel it a little bit more sitting all the way back, but I actually tend to feel this one here just fine. So from this position here, you can then turn out your foot, and I now get a little bit different stretch through like my upper glute here. So everybody's a little bit different, and it's gonna feel these in a little bit different spot. This one I actually feel a little bit in the inside of the left hamstring as well. Okay, so play around with those different ones, kind of flexing the foot towards you, seeing what feels good, and then you guys will go ahead and switch to the other side. So you can always take a step back, hit that down dog position, and then the same thing. We'll go right leg, back knee down, sinking down into that stretch and kind of driving the knee out. Then we can interlace the fingers up and overhead. And now you guys can see you get a nice good stretch through here. Big thing with this one, you don't want to like excessively arch your back to get a stretch, okay? We still want to think about keeping the ribs down and that hip in a neutral position so we can still get that benefit of that stretch in the front. Otherwise, you just arch your back, you're not really getting as much out of it. So from here, we're then going to come down. We can straighten out that front leg, getting that stretch in the hamstring, and then flexing the foot towards us. Now getting a little bit more in the calf. Still a little bit in the hamstring as well. And then from there, you're gonna turn that foot out to the side. I actually feel this one more in my IT band and upper glute on the right side. A little bit in the hamstring still too. Okay, good. So once you've done that to both sides, you can go ahead, again, take a step back, pedal out the feet, stretch them out a little bit. And then the next one I'm gonna show you guys is the pigeon stretch. This is one of my personal favorites. So you're gonna take your leg, you're gonna bring it up, and then you're gonna bring it across the body. So left knee to left up wrist. And then from here, you can kind of use your other foot to sit your back down a little bit deeper. Super flexible yogis layer, like butt is like all the way to the floor. I'm not quite there. But from here, we can sink down into that stretch a little deeper, coming down to the elbows. But just the main thing we want to remember in any of these stretches is you should still be able to deep breathe through it. So if you're finding that you're holding your breath or you're straining to stay in a position, ease back up off of the intensity a little bit, and you're actually going to get more out of it that way. Okay? So from here, you're going to hold that stretch for as long as you'd like, and then you can curl that toe under, push your hip up and back, shake it out, and then you guys are going to do the same thing on the other side. Little note here, if this position is painful for your knee, you can ease back off of a little bit, but sometimes just with different people's mobility, depending on where their hips sit and how that knee feels. I know some people that have like ACL injuries or have had knee replacements. This one isn't super comfortable, so I'll show another stretch that you guys can do in a second that's going to be a little bit better for that. Okay, so this one's really, really good. Again, whatever you did on the one side, you're going to do on the other, and then we're just going to sit down and get a nice good stretch through there. Okay. Good. The next couple are going to be for the low back and hamstring. So I know we had a few people ask for that. So one of the stretches that I really like for low back, you actually start in a butterfly position. And what you're going to do here is, depending on your flexibility, you may need to bring your feet out a little bit further. But we'll basically start by taking your right hand and you're going to bring it underneath your right leg. Grab onto your foot or grab onto whatever you can. And then from here, you're going to rotate your chest to the ceiling. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to push down your left leg. Okay? And you're going to feel a nice stretch through the low back here on that left side. Hold for a couple of seconds. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so that's a really good one for the lower back. From here, we can bring left foot in, right foot out. And then from here, you're going to reach as far as we'll allow. So you can go whatever you can grab. So knee, shin, ankle, foot, whatever you got. And then from there, your opposite arm is going to come up and over. And now you'll get an even deeper stretch through your low back, your quadratus lumborum, QL muscle. So you can hold here, again, making sure you're in a position that allows you to still breathe so you're not holding your breath. And then you'll do the same thing on the other side. Left leg out front, arm reaches out, and then opposite arm over the top. All right, so here are some different poses I got for you guys that are gonna now be on your back. If the pigeon stretch was super uncomfortable for your knee, this is gonna be a great modification for you for that. And then I'll go into some more low back stuff for you. So from here, you're basically going to get set, feet nice and flat. You're gonna take your left leg and bring it across, creating a nice good figure four position. You're gonna flex the foot towards you, and then from here, you're gonna bring your knee into your chest, okay? Option here, you can bring your hands through your legs, so one hand through, one hand on the outside, and then take your left elbow, you're gonna push it into your left leg as you pull that leg into your chest. You should feel a nice deep glute stretch on the left side when you do this one, okay? Option to straighten your leg here as well if you'd like, but important thing here is to keep both feet nice and flexed so you really get the most out of it, okay? From there you can bring it down, and then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So right leg across the left, you're gonna flex towards you, again flexing both feet, and then taking your right elbow and pushing that right knee away from you as you pull into the chest. Again, this is a really, really good stretch for your glute, good stretch for the hip, all around. Awesome. From here, you can take feet, kind of shake them out a little bit. And then you're gonna leave one leg long as you bring the other one into the chest. Bring your left leg across the body, and you're gonna extend your left arm straight out and away as you bring that opposite leg across. Okay. Hold for a few seconds. Focus on where your shoulder position is too, like don't just let your whole body roll over and let your opposite shoulder come off the floor. Really try to keep that left shoulder down and support the leg with your right hand. Good little spinal fist. Bring it back to center. Shake it out. Do some rolls, whatever feels good. And then you're gonna extend the left leg, right arm out to the side, and now left leg across. And as you can see, I'm really fighting to keep my right shoulder down on the floor. If I just kind of let my whole body come over and then I'm just like lazy with it, I'm not really getting the goal of the stretch. So I really want to try to keep that right shoulder down as I bring that right leg across my body. Good. I always get a couple snap, crackle, pops from that one. So that little sequence gets low back, hamstrings, glutes, pretty much entire posterior chain with a little bit of help for the hips as well. Hope it helps. We'll see you guys next time.